We are back at Monaco Yacht Show 2022 here in Port Hercule in Monte Carlo, and as you guys can see, we're out in the water on a very special boat. It is the BRABUS Marine Shadow 900 Black Ops Signature Edition, our second installment of the Shadow 900 series, and a pretty cool boat. So it's time to talk about it, but I won't do it alone. I have another expert from the BRABUS Marine team with me, and that is Johnny Scotter. Hi, Johnny.
Hi. Nice to have you here.
Absolutely. I don't even know what it is. Third day of the Monaco Yacht Show.
Yep.
We've been on boats, around boats, talking about boats, in boats, all of the last 3 days. I think when it's, you know, it's driving around the harbor, it is super recognizable. It is super cool. It is very dark. It's very technical. And I am falling in love with the main boat of our range all over again. It is still a 37-foot boat. It still is typically BRABUS Marine. It is still the main boat of our range. It is still black and bold, as we like to say. It kind of, you know, represents the BRABUS design language, the overall design language super well. But it has so many features. It has so many things that you would expect only from one boat category or the other, but almost never combined in one boat, that I think it makes sense to go through it one by one. So this hull is probably the most efficient we've ever built.
Absolutely.
And it has the performance of a race boat. I think sometimes when people see, especially the cross cabin, they see an all year round boat. You can use it in the season, you can use it out of the season, but they don't really get that it's that fast. They only get when that it's that fast when they're on the boat.
For all those, we have the standard module, which is on all the boats, and that's the front cabin.
Yes. So it means there is a full-size cabin downstairs with a double bed for 2 people to sleep in.
Yes. And then in the aft layout, we have then the wet bar for having a grill. We have the extra fridge.
So grill, fridge, everything you need to cook on board and party.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we have the multi-storage. And that's when you need to use a lot of water toys. You want to store things, water skis, wakeboards, supboards.
And there is a proper fastening system for all kinds of water sports activities. So water ski, wakeboard, all of that, you can fix it to the back.
Yes.
And the boat is perfectly capable. It has a railing that you can hold on to. At no point are you in an area where you would feel unsafe, or are you in an area where you can't hold on to something? So now we're in the aft deck area of the boat.
Yes.
And we talked about it earlier. There's a few things that we can configure and a few things that don't work really well together. Now I see it's something that we don't have on every boat. I see the seats and I see the wet bar.
Yes.
What are they for? And if we wanted to mix it up, what could we change?
So we have the aft folding seats here. And that's of course perfect combination with the wet bar. And you have then seating for 3 when you are enjoying your drinks or grill.
Also, we have 2 fender boxes on the side that you can utilize for completely different things. You can put lines in it. You can utilize it for fishing. You can basically do whatever you like. It is extra storage on the boat. If we have a multi-storage in the back, it is quite low. And it's a full-size sunbed on top, and you can store your toys underneath.
Yes.
So we've got the 450s, we've got the extra 3 seats, we've got the wet bar, which includes everything you need for a good barbecue, your grill, fridge, storage, it's all there.
And lights when it's getting dark, like now.
Exactly. We have fish rod holders on top, mounted here as an extra on this specific boat. It's not it's an option.
It's an option.
You can have it if you want it. If you go fishing. If you don't want to go fishing, you can leave it away. Now let's jump into the cabin.
Absolutely.
Because there's a beautiful electronics and navigation system there. What has always made our boats special is that the design of the things that you need as a captain of a boat has been completely revamped. How do you explain what's going on here to somebody that has never seen this?
We want to focus that it's easy to use, it's a clean dash without any clutter, easy to understand and use. So actually we have the 2 main screens which are integrated here, where you can have then, at this moment now we have the light enhanced camera, and then we have the speedometer with the RPMs and so features of the trim and so on. And then we have the additional screens when you take the extended navigation package, which we have on this boat, and then you can have then the watch from Panerai, and we have also then the map.
So I can have 2 screens or I can have 4 screens, as in this case?
Yes.
And this boat essentially includes everything that we can do.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things I love as a car guy is of course the steering wheel. What appeals to me every single time I'm on a boat, every single time I drive a boat, is that the necessary functions are integrated. What do you want to do on the steering wheel as a captain, and what are the functions that you use the most?
So I mean, what you always use in the harbor when you moor is the boat thruster, and when you're driving you have the trim. So that's the most essential ones. And then for entertainment, for the people, you have on the other side the stereo system.
So
you can
music, trim, bow thruster, the main functions I need integrated in the steering wheel.
Yes.
I see something shiny next to it, which is of course our joystick steering system. Why do you need two of them?
It's basically for extra safety and comfort when you are mooring the boat. So it's our joystick piloting system, JPO from Mercury. Very reliable. And as we stand here now, we actually put the skyhook on.
Yes.
So if you are alone on the boat, you put the skyhook on and it will stay in place within maybe half a meter, thanks to the GPS signal. So you can go out, put the fenders, put the ropes, everything. So you can prepare this boat yourself.
I think this is a massive, massive innovation. So I can turn the boat to one side, like I'm turning it now to the left, or I can, let me stabilize it a bit, or I can actually push it to the side and move the boat parallel, in this case to the left, or let me push it back, parallel to the right, which is absolutely fantastic if you want to dock it, get closer to a pier, and you want to do it so you close the gap between the pier and the boat. We've got the table, we've got the seats that turn, by the way, and of course the access to the front cabin. And that's the only part we haven't seen, so I say let's go down to the front cabin. Every time I sit in the front cabin, what I notice is it is super roomy, and you don't see that from the outside. And when people come, oftentimes, you know, when I demonstrate the boat, you're sitting downstairs with 4 or 5 people, and it's still quite comfy. But of course, it's made for 2 people. We can sleep here. We can sit here and read a book. We've got a sink, we've got a TV, but I think there's one feature that is the best of them all. So I think the going doors make this boat so much more accessible, and also it connects it better to the other parts of the boats, because suddenly you have not one entrance, but 3 entrances and exits. You can get into the cabin through or get out of the cabin off. And it connects us to the sun lounge, which is on top. And of course, on this boat, the new thing is that the sun lounge continues across the going doors right up to the edge of the cabin, which gives you maximum space to hang out in the sun and enjoy the weather.
So I really think that this is the best boat we have built so far. It's bold, it's fast, it's safe, and
it's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun.
Thank you for doing this with me. Thank you for being on board, as always. And now let's take a ride. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, hit the bell, and maybe share it with a few friends who are not yet part of the BRABUS community. And I'll see you in the next video.